You know, let me tell you exactly something that you truly need to know. You were indeed wishing them to be successful, praying for their breakthrough, interceding for their elevation, praying for them to be good. But at the same time, they were secretly plotting and planning for your downfall. Let me be real with you. You may be in a situation right now that you are doing everything to make sure that they prosper, excel, and all that they are doing behind you is to rule your life, is to destroy your life. But don't be scared. Don't be afraid, because whatsoever a man soweth, that is the same they will indeed exactly reap. There is no big deal about that. Whatsoever a man soweth, that is exactly they will reap. Because trust me, you may be in a situation where you are indeed planning for them, praying for them accurately every day to prosper, that you are wishing them to succeed, you are wishing them to live a good life, you are praying for God to bless every works of their hand, and they are behind you seeking for your downfall, either from one altar or going from one native daughter to another, or going from doing one manipulation to another. But the truth you truly need to know is that the truth you need to know is that whatsoever a man sow, the same they shall reap. Because let me tell you, this is why I love my parents so much. You know, I have I have parents that money cannot buy, not because we are rich, not because we are wealthy, but people don't know the kind of joy that I have, mostly when I remember where I grew up, because I come to Western world to discover that there are a lot of things that people lack in growing up. There are a lot of things that I achieve in having parents, despite of the fact that we don't have too much. Because believe me, you not plotting evil against anyone, or having that mindset to rule people's life, or bearing that seed, or having that spirit of envy will always push you ahead of many. Many of us don't know the result of having a pure heart, according to the book of Matthew 7, Matthew 5. Having a pure heart. Because believe me, you have a lot of people that you have a good heart towards them. You have good thoughts towards them. Secretly, you pray for them to elevate, but secretly they pray for your downfall. That they have indeed grown exactly to the point where all that they did exactly destroyed them. Because let me tell you, there is nothing that destroyed a man rather than envying another person's progress. That is why I said what I said, and without holding any water in my mouth, that the greatest gift that God gave me is not the breath that I'm breathing. It's not because I'm not appreciating God for being alive. No, He knows that deep inside me, I truly appreciate. Because I'm just doing video that I paused the video. So I was communicating with some of my friends who also crossed the Red Sea, the ocean that I crossed in 2016. We are just gisting. So me saying that the greatest gift God gave me is not breathing, I mean it. Because the greatest gift that God gives to me is the parents that I have that truly, genuinely teach me a lot. Because when I was living in Africa, I never have that mindset of meeting different persons. Different person with different attitudes and behavior. Because when I come to this place, I realize that there are a lot of parents who have failed. This is not because of the fact that I'm underrating people, but it's a fact that I'm telling you that I'm grateful. Because let me tell you, there's nothing that keep you progressing when you are content. Because a lot of people are being destroyed for the sake of the foundation that they are built on. Because some people have used envy, jealousy to destroy what God has for them, because all that they see is what other people have. And that is what I love about my parents. Since I was born till now, I grew up in my home. I was not trained by any other parents, but I never one day see my parents discussing about the growth of others. Bro, it amazed me. I never come to a point of seeing my mom, my dad talking about who is better than them. I have never. That is why sometimes when I meet some people saying, why this person is having all this money, why this person is having all these sources, why this person have all this money, I'll be like, even if you envy them now, you are jealous of them, you are angry at them, it will never be yours. And that is why I always remove my mind, because no matter how you envy some people, it will always lead you to the point where you will never become better than them. And that is why today, people who are supposed to be better than you can never be better than you. That is why sometimes people who are supposed to be blessed more than you will never be blessed more than you. Why? Because they have used enviness to close that door. Like King Saul. King Saul used envy, jealousy to block the door of kingship in his lineage, and that lead David to enter and have overthrown him. What about what Jezebel? Jezebel ended up miserable because of jealousy, anger, pain. Why he ought to be the one that have that plot of land that strangle everybody. Why? And she ended up destroying the man and thinking he can live. Because let me tell you, you cannot overthrow a king and expect to become a king. This is why a lot of people who have tried all their possible best to overthrow you from where God has placed you, this is why many of them are miserable today. This is why you have a lot of people today that you know that they're supposed to be growing, but you cannot believe why they are not. You know that by now they're supposed to be what? They're supposed to be progressing, succeeding, but you cannot tell why it looks like they are walking like elephant, but the result is like what? Ant. All is because of what they have done that you still have no idea of. You know what I'm saying? So remain blessed.